This video is brought to you by Nate Productions. Hello everyone and welcome back to another Unity tutorial. During this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to make your own start menu for your game. So we'll be replicating essentially this menu right here on our own, and we'll be using just a couple of lines of code to actually add some functionality to the buttons. So I will just deactivate this and start from the beginning so you'll see the process. So going right click on the main menu here on the heuristic and going UI, and then I'll be adding first a panel. Let's start with the panel. So a panel is just a panel. It doesn't do much. It's just for organization purposes. And I'll just have 200 on the left, 200 on the right. So this means how many units from the right and from the left side. And same from the top. I'll just add maybe 20 from the top, 20 from the bottom, something like that. I won't be paying too much attention on the variables. You'll be changing all these on your own game. So what we need is two buttons, start and quit, and a title essentially. So for the title, I'll be adding a text mesh pro, and this will be how it will look. You can change the font, and I really encourage you to do so, because the only font that is available for the font asset is the Libertation Sans, these two, and they're not very great for games. So I really encourage you to find some fonts online, and there are plenty of free fonts out there. So I'll just change the text to maybe game title or whatever. This will be your game's title here. And then we want to add two buttons. So let's go right click button, and this is what we get. And I'll just duplicate this. So we want two buttons, something like that. I will rename this to start button and the other one to quit button. So I think these are the main buttons that almost every game has. So the button comes with a text as well, which is text in the button essentially. So I'm going to change that to start and to quit. So very simple. We have our basic menu here. You can play around with the values and the colors, of course, and I really encourage you again to do so. You can change the color, you can add gradient, you can add shadows, whatever you want. There are plenty of stuff you can do. And same for the button. The button you can change, for example, the normal color of it and how it looks, and then whenever it gets highlighted, so when the player hovers over your button, what color will it turn? So when it hovers over, it will turn red, for example. When it gets pressed, you can change it to maybe something, I don't know, blue or whatever you want, depending on your game, of course. And yeah, I really encourage you to change these values. And now the buttons need some functionality to them. So in the button component here, we have the on-click function that is now empty. We need to add some functionality to this through a script which I've already prepared, and I'll just open this up. This is a very simple script that one has two functions, one for the start button and one for the quit. And using the scene management, which I've included on the top here, I am loading a scene which is just the game scene. So when the start button is pressed, it will load a new scene with the name game scene. There are different ways of loading scenes, so I'm just using the simplest one, which is using by name. So the name of my scene is game scene, and when I press the start button, it will load this scene. And alternatively, we have the quit, and when we press the quit button, it will quit the application. It's worth noting that this will only work in the application, so it won't work in the editor, but it will work once you build your game. So I won't be able to demonstrate this on the editor, but it will work in your actual game once you publish it. Okay, so let's go back here and actually add the functionality. So we first need to attach our UI script to a game object. I'll be attaching it to our canvas here, and then I will, in the start button here, I will add the on click here by adding the plus sign and drag and dropping the canvas game object onto here, and not the UI script straight away, because it won't work as you would expect. So first we're going to be drag and dropping the game object that we have attached our script to, and then find the function through the script. So clicking on the no function, finding our script, I named it UI script, and then I'll find my functions. I think I forgot to save the script, that is why it won't show up. And also forgot to set this to public, so it needs to be public in order to be visible for our buttons to see, otherwise they won't be accessible for our buttons to use. So it's important to note that, and something that I forgot. And now I've selected start button for our start button, and I'll do the same for the quit button. Again, drag and dropping my canvas, which is where I attached my UI script, and quit button here. And now we have everything set. And before I run this and demonstrate, it's important to note that you need to have your scenes included in your build settings. So in order to add your scenes in the build, you need to add open scenes. So I've already done this, but in order for this to work, you need to include your scenes. So I have my main menu and my game scene included here in order for our script to work. So let's run this and demonstrate that it actually works. So we have our menu here, very simple menu. The quit, as I said, won't work because it's not in the application, we're in the editor. So it will only work once you build the game, but the start should work. And here it's just loaded a scene. So yeah, this is the tutorial. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe and like this. And if you want to see more of this tutorial, maybe a more extended version of this, please comment down below. Thank you for watching and goodbye. Want to become a professional game developer? I designed the ultimate game development course that will teach you everything you need to make your own top quality games with over 20 hours of content and 100 lectures at your disposal. Make sure to check the link in the description for more information.